All boot nerds, get excited. This is my third pair of Nick's boots. Let's get an unboxing done. G'day, welcome back to Bootlosophy. I'm filming on Wadjuk country here in Perth in Western Australia. It's a pretty cold day, which is why I'm wearing this. But we're going to do an unboxing of a pair of Nick's boots. Now, let's start off by saying that Nick's reached out to me after they saw my various videos. I think I did 3 videos of the Nick's collaboration with Parkhurst's and using Parkhurst's 602 last. And Nick's reached out to me and said, look, we like what you did, but we'd like you to try a tougher work boot. And I paused because I said, do you know that the pair of Nick's that I had, which is the Parkhurst collab, was pretty tough. I know it's listed on their website as a casual boot, but to me, it was really built tough and, you know, it was work boot-like. But they said, no, there are degrees of work boot, and we'd like you to try one of these. So, yes, this was given me to review. Don't be jealous. This is a lot of hard work. And if you want a pair of free boots to review, then start your own channel. Do some good reviews, get some good subs, and I'm sure you'll be offered them. But let's open this box and go through this boot. Okay, so many of my subscribers will be familiar with Nick's Handmade boots. A fabulous Pacific Northwest company, American Pacific Northwest, obviously made in the USA. Famous for building their tough boots for American firefighters in the forests of the American West. Famous for making logging boots, famous for making work boots, as well as their line of casual boots, which are built so hard that to me, they're not very casual at all. They're really heavy work boot styles that I absolutely love. I tried a Nick's Robert boot with a high heel and a very high arch. I didn't like it very much, and I've actually sold that. But I absolutely love my Nick's collaboration boot with the Parkhurst 602 last. So let's have a look at this one. This is the Nick's Overlander. Now, how does this open? Over here, I suppose. Let's see if that's done the trick. Yes, it has. There you go. So, wrapped in plastic, this is the Nick's Overlander featuring their new Spokane leathers, tanned exclusively for them by Horween. And I don't know too much about the Spokane leather, which I'll find out before I bring you the full review, of course. I mean, this is just the unboxing. But my first impression of lifting this is a heavy boot. When look at that super thick, chunky outsole. I mean, how thick is that? It's about the width of my thumb. Okay, this is a work boot. This is their Spokane leather in honey waxed flesh. So this is the rough outside, and it's heavily waxed, I guess like Horween's wax flesh numbers. Those are Chrome Excel based. This is a whole different tannage, which I'll find out about and talk to you about. Oh, wow. I mean, the first impression is super solid. Comes with a couple of kilties in the same honey wax flesh. This is the full grain side, of course. And that's why it's called the honey color. Nice. 60 years of P&W's toughest boots, Nick's Handmade boots. I like goodies and stickers. And there's another thing in here. Nick's boot sticker. I like these. Always good to get them. Oh, yes. And of course, Nix always provides you with this little plastic container of conditioner, which I'm pretty sure is Obernoff's wax. Smells like Obernoff's. Anything else inside? Not in that boot. I'm going to take both boots out and then we'll talk through them. No laces so far, so I assume they're inside this boot. I shall be most disappointed if there are no laces. Let's get rid of the box. Right, looking inside, we've got a Nix quality assurance and it's got the order. Oh, I see. This is them showing who's doing the cutting and when and who's doing the sewing and the stitching and so on. Excellent. I'm not sure I was supposed to have that. And there's the laces, usual Nix leather laces. I always find these fantastic. They seem to wear a lot tougher than the equivalent rawhide laces you get from whites. Very strange. I mean, leather is leather, isn't it? And that's it. Right, let's take a good look at these. So, Spokane honey wax flesh. This is the rough side out, waxed over. It doesn't appear to be as thick a coating as the regular wax flesh product from Horween. You can feel the nap squashed down. In the Chrome Excel wax flesh versions, this is so smooth and thick with leather with wax that you cannot feel the rough out. Like you think that's possibly smooth side out. There's no mistaking this is rough out though on this boot. Right, let's take a look. 8-inch high shaft. I've asked for it to be on the HNW moderate last. Protects the vibram. The stitching, you can see, goes up and down the lugs. Screws. This is the first boot I've had with screws going on the inside. Super tough. A leather stacked heel and then the vibram top lift, glued and nailed in. There's also a heck of a lot of nails coming down this way, so no fear of that going loose. If we look at the stitching on the uppers, very nice, very neat, very consistent. Those V's sort of keep that back support solid. A very nicely rounded heel counter cover. The heel counter will be leather, of course, on these P&W boots. The stitching there is really nice and clean. A massive pull loop that I can get 2 fingers in. Nice stitching down the hardware side, quadruple on the quarter, treble on the heel counter. Different leather on the tongue. Not sure what it is. I think it's this looks to me like a chrome tanned leather, a bit softer. I'll give you all the measurements when I do a full review and I've actually had time to look at it. Bright brass hardware, 4 eyelets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 speed hooks and another eyelet at the top for a fireman's knot. And it should be pointed out, I think I've pointed it out in various reviews I've done, that the Nix eyelets, quite similar to, say, Truman's, they're not bent over metal. These are properly molded posts. Super strong stuff. The finishing of the eyelets is nice and smooth. It's backed. The speed hooks have these squashed back sort of things, which are not always smooth, but I'm not catching my fingers on here. I'm not catching my thumb. It's not scratchy, but it will obviously scratch the tongue, which is why they give you these. What else can I say about this? It's a double row stitching on the stitch down. So it's a stitch down. You can see the end of the uppers leather there. It comes down, flares out, and it's stitched down with a double stitch. and the double stitch goes past the edge of the uppers leather into the midsole. You can see the double stitch come through here as well. I mean, it's not fine finishing, right? I mean, take a look at that. If you look at the edge, the threads kind of go, they're not perfectly up and down and hugging the lugs. It's not fine finishing, but it's solid. It's just so solid. Super thick thread, massively, stitched over the rubber. They don't even bother to put a channel around it. It's a worker's boot. Never mind the effete finalizing. And you can't say that is the most consistent SPI, can you? But it's just right. Let's take a look at the other boot. Again, fantastic stitching on the uppers. They're sort of stitched down so that they don't lift. The stitching on the tongue there. Again, the double row stitching on the stitch down is not exactly consistent and done with a ruler. But man, this is clearly built for tough knocks. The hard knocks of life. Obviously, for being a Nix, full leather insole, full leather midsole, and then sits the rubber, the Vibram rubber Commando lugged sole. Yeah, super solid, super solid. This is built on the HNW moderate arch because I really didn't like the high arches. Okay, I mean, that looks really good. I cannot tell you how solid this feels and how heavy it feels. I've had heavy boots before, but this is amazing. And by the way, if you try and bend the sole, not possible, mate. Okay, let's put these on and see what they're like on feet. Okay, here we go. As I was lacing up these boots, it dawned on me that this could be a bit of a struggle getting my feet in. Oh, wow, maybe not. And lacing this up, I put on the kilties, and I do realize that because of the fully gusseted tongue, like there's not enough room to sort of push the gusset in, and I think I'm going to have to fold this into an S fold so that it fits nicely. And when I was lacing them up, I just realized how tough everything was. Like the kilties are tough, the uppers leather's tough. So I was really quite worried about putting my feet in them on camera. Having said that, once I did, as you saw, they slipped in really nicely. But these are very long laces. It is an 8-inch shaft. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to loosely lace them up. Now, in discussion with Nix, I usually order an 8D, but in discussion, oh my God, I can't bend anything. My ankle is protected and so is everything else. Yeah, we sort of agreed, I think, that instead of an 8D, as I would usually ask for, these are 7.5 double E. And I think that's right. I don't have any tightness there, which in a really sturdy leather like this could be problematic for me because of my sort of pinky toe knuckle. And there's certainly enough room up front. Don't have a problem with that. The HNW last, yeah, it works for me. Let's put this one in. The pull loop is useful because it's such a tall shaft. And in time, the tongues will be trained, I'm sure, to fold in comfortably. And if I didn't say, that's because it's a fully gusseted tongue right up to there. Get these leather laces. Would you call them laces or thongs? Man, these are tough. These are hard. You can see why American manual laborers swear by nicks. Because I think if a limestone block fell on these, your feet would be protected. Oh my God, this is like getting into armored shoes. Now I know what the knights felt like. Right, standing up. They take some getting used to. They take some getting used to, I'm telling you now. Solid as heck. I was wearing Bluntstones, featherweight compared to these. I mean, I love my blunnies, but featherweight compared to these. I reckon I could dig out an entire coal mine by myself. Impossible to bend. Right. I'm trying to bend. My foot is saying to me, don't be an idiot. Just walk on your big toe. Forget about bending, for now anyway. I have a slight heel slip, which is not at all surprising considering the thickness there at the ball of my foot, where it's meant to be actually bending. So obviously my foot is lifting out of the heel cup. But in time as it breaks in, it'll be fine. In terms of breaking in, oh my goodness, I think this will need 20 or 30 years to break in. No. I'm obviously going to have to wear them a lot, not my usual, once a month type thing. So I think these might be my casual boots for a couple of weeks to see how they break in. I might have to wear them everywhere. Having said that, the comfort is fantastic. There are multiple layers of leather underneath. And I can feel it's not simply the leather that's on top, like snugging me in. It's the leather coming up from underneath as well. And I can feel that comfort. Like, you'd think super hard leather on super hard rubber. Oh man, these are going to ache. I don't think so. That last is really, really comfortable. Not just the shape of the last, which as you can see, is quite anatomical, it's round, right? But also under the arch, the build-up of leathers and the arch support, all of that underneath is quite fantastic. Oh my goodness, these are tanks. And I don't mean Sherman tanks. These are modern M1A1 Abrams. Let's go and kick down a door or two. All right, let's wrap up because I want to walk these outside the door and get on the road. So there you are. To say I'm impressed is beyond words. I am going to take them for a proper walk and break-in before I give you the full review, because if I gave you a review now, I'd just be saying they're too tough. Certainly for my use. They're honestly probably, I think this is the heaviest boot that I've ever handled. The sole construction is just amazing. It feels like it got suction cupped to my feet. Very, very comfortable in that sense. The uppers are tough, like they are tough. And it'll take me a while to break them in. I am super impressed. I'll bring you the full review later, and that'll give me a bit of time to research them, research what Spokane leather is all about. I don't know much about nicks itself and their construction method, so I'll find out about that and let you know. It's obviously a stitch down boot, but is there more than that? Like what's underneath? How many layers of leather? How is that H&W last built up now? A lot of you guys who buy P&W boots will know all of that, but not all of my subscribers will. So I'll find out and I'll bring those to you. This is amazing. This is an impressive boot. Just before I received this, I was starting to think, gosh, I hadn't worn those Nick's Parkhurst collaboration boots for a while. I absolutely adored them because they had the perfect shape for me, the 602 last, and also the toe box was, slimmed down. Nick says that's a casual boot. I thought it was a pretty tough hiking boot myself. I've taken it for hikes. I think you saw that on my review of them. And I was thinking I need to bring them out to wear them again. And then when this came, I thought, wow, no comparison. Different use, obviously. I think absolutely different use. I'm not going to do these justice at all. I no longer work on my wife's investment properties where I did used to sort of renovate kitchens and tear them down, do new kitchen units, tiling, all that sort of thing. Getting a bit old for that. So we're hiring tradesmen in. So the most these will do is probably a run in the garden. But look, I'm looking forward to a good winter's hike in these. I'm pretty sure they'll do well in the wet. I'm pretty sure they'll do well in the scrubby bush and the wet earth and mud. Oh yeah, definitely want to take these out. Okay, so there. Don't forget to subscribe. Come back. Keep looking for these because I'll wear these through, and then I think in a few months' time, not next month, in a few months' time, I will bring you these back with a full review and start taking a look at how they wear. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a research, and then I'll bring you a full review of how they're made, and then in a few months' time after that, I will bring you a how it's worn video when they're properly, fully broken in. Oh, wow. I'm going out for a walk now. Take care. Come back soon.